Hi friends! Welcome to our sweet as honey scrapbooking prep video. In this video, we are going to be prepping all of our pieces. So I am going to give you some cutting instructions. We are not going to cut on the video, but I am going to give you the cutting instructions, and you can feel free to pause this video or restart it after you cut. So we're going to do that. We are also going to go over a few fun and exciting techniques that are used in this workshop and some of the modifications that I've made to the layouts. So we are going to prep all the pieces so that we can set them aside to dry before we move on to actually assembling them in the layouts. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that you'll want to do is grab your Sweet as Honey scrapbooking workshop and pull out the directions. A lot of what we are going to do is going to follow these basic instructions with the addition of a few extra things and modifications that I will walk you through. Okay, so the first step after we've gotten our workshop guide is to go ahead and cut our pieces. And you are going to cut everything in this guide according to the instructions in the guide, with the exception of the white cardstock. And I will put a post in here, a picture that'll also give you some written instructions. So you do not want to cut these pieces here. They are going to become your base for layout number 2. So this is the white daisy cardstock. You do not want to cut. You also will need an additional white piece of cardstock, which you will cut 6 by 12. So you're going to cut it exactly in half, and you'll have 2 pieces. Okay. The next thing that you're going to do is cut your glitter paper, which is not going to be included in this workshop guide, but you will see a written text that is going to pop up next that will show you the cutting guide for the glitter paper. You can go ahead and pause this video and cut your pieces, and I will see you right back here. And voila! With the power of video, we have all of our pieces cut. And I wanted to show you how I organize my pieces when I cut for a workshop. Right now I have 3 dividers here because there are only 3 layouts to this kit, but I have many other dividers, and I just have them numbered. I think I have up to 13. And as I cut kits, I place them in this divider. So when I'm ready to work on this, I can pull out layout 1, and everything that I need for layout 1 is right there. So we have 3 layouts, and I have 3 dividers with all of my pieces for each one. You can also put them in piles on your workstation, whatever works best for you, but this is just the system that I have found works best for me so that I keep all of my pieces together. Okay, once you've done that, the next thing that you want to do is take your die cut sheets and punch out all of your die cuts. And I already did this, and I stuck mine in little baggies. You can put them in piles. You can drop them right in with your pieces here, whatever works best for you. So you want to punch out all of your die cuts, and right on the workshop, it tells you which layout those die cuts go to. So I have already punched mine out and divided them all up, but I wanted to show you that on each of the die cut sheets, it shows you which layout these pieces go to. And even with the modifications that I'm making in this layout, all of the die cuts will still fit with each of the recommended pages. Okay, so you can go ahead and punch out all of your die cuts and make sure that you have those in the piles which they belong to. Next, I've pulled out the die cuts that we are going to be doing some techniques on, and I have them all here on my table. In addition, I have the sticker sheet here, which might be a little bit hard to see, but I also noted, and I will put a picture up, which will probably be easier to see than on the video, of which sticker goes to which layout. And I also made myself some notes here so that I knew which techniques we were doing on which stickers. So I will post a photo of this as well so that you can take a closer look. Okay, so now that we have these pieces ready, now is the fun part because we get to learn some new techniques. Are you ready? This is going to be so exciting. So the first thing that we are going to do is I have our all-purpose mat, and you're going to say, well, that looks a lot smaller than the all-purpose mat that we normally have, which is your whole workstation. Yes, I've cut mine, and I like to have this smaller piece for smaller projects. So I have one that's my full workstation, and then I have one that I've cut up into smaller pieces so that I can use it for projects and still have room for my other things on my table here. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do, I thought this was my already opened one, but I see that it isn't. Okay, I have my Gilt Spray open. I kind of made a mess with it when I was opening it. My goodness, I unscrewed the lid somehow. Anyway, I have my Gilt Spray open, and this stuff, you guys, is fantastic. It is a glittery, shimmery, gloss acrylic spray, and it is super fun. You do want to be careful on what you get it on because it will stain. It is like a paint, so it will stain whatever you get it on. So you want to make sure that you're working in an area that you, it's okay if you get messy, right? And I have my all-purpose mat here so that we can spray onto this. I want to make sure that you shake it really well. You can hear those beads inside there mixing it up. It is like a paint, so you want to shake it well. We know that because it's a sprayer, we can spray it, right? But we are actually going to paint with it, and we're going to do another fun technique with our embossing stylus using this as well. So I've got it here. I'm just going to clean up my hands because I've made a big mess. And we are going to start with painting with our water brush. So I have a water brush, and my water brush is dry. Okay, dry water brush. Okay, no water in it. Okay, and you're going to paint your flowers, and there is no right or wrong. How much or how little you want is completely up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and do that here, and you can move it around to get a different consistency, but I'm just going to go ahead and paint. Look at how fun this is. Oh my goodness. So yeah, you don't have to spray. You can paint with it so you can be a little bit more controlled with where you place it. Okay, so these are cute little flowers are going to be for layout number 2. Okay, so I've done that. You want to do that on all these little pieces. And it is just a dry water brush. I'm not adding any water to it. You can move it around on your mat so you get a little bit of a lighter color. And you notice I'm just tapping in some color here. I'm not being real particular with the lines. Same thing over here. I'm just gonna tap in, dot in some color. And it will dry a little bit lighter than it's the color. So look at how pretty that is. So here's the larger one. Here's the smaller one. Look at the difference in adding just that little bit of color. And how fun is it to color with the gloss spray? Okay. Now we are going to move over to the stickers and use the same technique on our stickers. So I am going to do the same thing, and we are going to color in this little bumblebee. This kit is so cute, you guys, so cute, and it looks so adorable when you color in these little bees. And even on this one here where it's already yellow, I'm still going to go ahead and do that again. And we are also going to put liquid glass on these, so we're going to want this part to dry. It'll dry pretty quick. We want this part to dry before we add on that liquid glass. I went a little out of the line there, but that's okay. I'm going to turn it around here and get these ones over here. So this is adding a little bit of shimmer and shine gloss to these, and they are so cute. Who would have ever thought this was like, voila, one of those aha moments? Like, who would have ever thought that you would paint with a spray? Like, who would have ever thought? Never would have thought. Okay, so now, did I do this one? Yes, I did. Okay, so now that you have that part, oh, I missed the big one. What am I thinking? I missed this big, beautiful one right here. So let's go and get this guy. You notice I'm using this one a little bit thicker, a little bit darker. And I think I'm going to do up here too. There's no right or wrong. You do it however you want to do it. Okay. All right, so now that I have those done, I'm going to go ahead and clean the tip of my brush. Normally I would go run it under water in the sink, but for the sake of the video, I'm just going to do this here with a baby wipe, but you might want to go and run it under water in your sink. Okay, so now the next thing that we're going to do is super fun, is we're going to take an embossing stylus. I got a squeaky chair here right now. You're going to take your embossing stylus and you're going to use, I found the wider point, the wider side here. It has a smaller and a bigger. We're going to use the bigger side, and we're actually going to pick up the spray with the point, and then we're going to make some dots with it. So I'm going to go ahead and put a few dots on here, and look at how fun that is. Can you see how it is just putting those little dots there? Super cute. Another fun technique that, you know, these workshops are so great because they teach you lots of different techniques, and you can put them wherever you want, or you can look at the workshop guide and follow how they are on there, but there's no right or wrong, however you want to do it. Do that one a little bit more. Okay, so we got that. Let's see, we'll put one right in the middle there. And the wetter it is, the better it leaves the dot there. So you want to keep it wet on your embossing stylus. Okay, so that's that, and that'll dry. Okay, the next thing is these little, some of these little stickers here. Just put a dot in the middle. I kind of double dotted that one, but that's all right. All right, I think I got all the ones that... All right, and then we'll go ahead and let this dry. And while that is drying, we're going to go ahead and clean up the things that we have here because we are all done with the spray. So I'm going to take a baby wipe and just run it over my all-purpose mat here. And you'll notice that everything will clean right up because it does not stick to the all-purpose mat. We will use our spray one more time on layout number 3. I forgot about doing the coloring with the water brush on one of these little hexagons that is in one of the die cuts for layout number 1. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that now. But before I do, I wanted to show you the difference. So I colored this one bee with the gloss spray. And I haven't yet colored the other 3. And look at the difference that it makes. So this little technique, using this water brush and the spray, gilt spray, makes such a little difference. It's all the little details that come together in this workshop that are so much fun. Okay. So look at how cute that is, and we're going to go ahead and let that dry. It won't take it too long to dry. I'm going to just move it aside here. And remember, I'm going to clean my tip of my water brush, and you'd probably want to run it under the sink under some water, but I'm using just a baby wipe here. And then you're going to clean up your mat, and again with that all-purpose mat, everything just wipes up real nice and smooth. So I'm going to go ahead and move that out of the way now. So now we have our stickers and our die cuts done. So the next thing we want to do is pull in our base pages for layout number 3. And I have mine here, and I put little sticky notes just so I would remember where I want to spray. So we're going to spray this upper left-hand side here and the middle section over here. Okay, and so what we're going to do is we're going to take these pieces, and I like to save, I call this the pizza box, the close to my heart, the box. It looks kind of like a pizza box size. I like to save this box for my spraying. And I'm going to put it up like this. This will just help contain the spray. And I have a few pieces of scrap paper here that I'm just going to lay in here so that I can control where my spray is going to go. Okay, so this is just, I want a little bit more to show there, so I'm just going to do this like that. Okay, so now I've created just a little bit of a masking technique here, I suppose, so I can just control where my spray is going to go. I also recommend, remember you want to shake this before you use it. Okay, and I also recommend that you test a few sprays, where you're going to put it, you know, how far away you hold it, how close you hold it, how you press down on this is all going to make a difference when you're spraying. Okay, because so if I do it a lot of pressure and slow, see how I'm going to get bigger splashes, where if I held it up higher and did quick sprays, it's going to give it more of a mist, right? So you want to kind of play around with how you want it to be. And I know that I want some bigger splotches in here, so I'm going to just do some slow pressured sprays. Okay, just like that. Okay, and it's all up to you. There is no right or wrong. It's however you want to do it. Okay, so now we're going to take this piece out and we're going to set it aside to dry. My paper's kind of left a little bit of a square mark there, but I think it will be okay. Didn't do that the last time I did it. Okay, so now we're going to take this one. And remember, this one we want to do more in the middle here. So I'm going to put this here and down here. And then I brought a third one in. I don't think that's going to matter because it's actually going to be covered up. Okay, so we're going to do like that. And I'm just going to go in here like that. There we go. Look at how quick and easy that is. We're going to take these out and we're going to let that dry. So now we have finished all of our spraying pieces. So remember to make sure you wipe off your tip on your spray. You can go ahead and put that aside. A few things about liquid glass. It is a very strong adhesive. It also is an accent. It will add a beautiful gloss shine to stickers, to stamped letters, to all kinds of different things. And it also works fabulous right even on your photos. Right on your photos, you can add, say, dew to flowers or water in a bathtub. Liquid glass is so fun for so many different things. One of the things to know about liquid glass, well, a couple of things actually, but first of all, you do not want to shake liquid glass. So now we know with our gloss spray, gosh, I got all messy, my goodness. We know with our gloss spray that we wanted to shake it before using it, right? And liquid glass, you feel like when you pick it up, you want to shake it. But the number one rule about liquid glass is that you do not want to shake it. And the reason why is because it creates bubbles in the liquid glass, and then when you go to use it, you're going to have bubbles in your images. Okay, so no shaking liquid glass. The other thing to remember about liquid glass is every time that you use it, you want to wipe the tip off. What I like to do is actually tap it down on my table, right? Remember I said it's a very strong adhesive. So if you have liquid glass up in the tip here, it is going to harden in the tip. Okay, so if you tap it down and then wipe it with a baby wipe, right, you're getting rid of what is on the top there. Now, often, right, we forget or we get sidetracked talking to our friends at a crop or whatnot, and it clogs up. So you can keep a pin or a little paper clip, or I even use a piercing tool, but you want to make sure that you wipe your piercing tool off when you're done, or you'll get liquid glass on your piercing tool, right? So you'll see I have my piercing tool handy and my liquid glass, and we are going to go ahead and play with the liquid glass now on a few of these different images, and let's see how pretty they are. Are you ready? So the first thing I'm gonna do is add some liquid glass to this big bee right here, and you could do it again however you want, whatever works best for you, as little or as much. The other thing with liquid glass is that you can put a second coat on, so don't go too thick on your first coat. And just know once it dries, you can put a second coat or even a third coat, right? So I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to start up here. And I am just going to do that. And then I'm going to do each of these little lines. And it looks cloudy when you're putting it on, but it dries clear. And I said not to go too thick, and here I'm going thick myself. Okay, but that's all right. It will dry. It'll just take it longer to dry. And I think what I'm also going to do is just put a little dab up here. I'm not going to do all of the antenna there. I'm just going to put a little dab. Okay, so there is our big bee. That is going to be so cute. You can see how thick that is there. I did it a little thicker than I intended, but that's okay. I just won't put a second coat on it. It's going to take longer to dry. You just don't want to forget that. The other thing with liquid glass in putting, like I said, a second coat, if you get a little imperfection in your first coat, you can often fix that on your second coat. So for example, if you get a fingerprint in it or something like that, you can often fix it by putting a second coat on it. Okay, if you get a bubble, you want to try to work it out before it dries. So right when you're doing it, try to catch it right away and work it out. So here you could outline all these letters, but when I did my first one, my sample, I just did these N pieces here, and I thought that was super cute. The other thing with liquid glass is that if you don't pick it up, you want to keep in one continuous motion if you can, and it helps to prevent lines in there. Okay, I had to pick that one up a little bit to get to that other piece, but okay, so we're going to come over here. Super, super cute. You'll see how fun this is when it dries. Okay. Let's see, I did the liquid glass here on the hand. And on our key, okay, these little bees. The bees are so cute with the liquid glass shine to them. They would be cute too with stickles. Stickles would be super fun. Let's see here. Whoopsie, I got a bubble. I didn't shake it, but it had a bubble in it. Okay, there. And this one here. All right, I think that I got all the ones on here that I wanted to liquid glass. And you remember I said in the beginning I marked all the ones and what layout they go to. I'll put a still picture of this up so you can see. It should have already posted. I'm going to go ahead and set that aside to dry. And then we're going to come in here and do these little bees from this die cut. I'm just tracing over it with the liquid glass. Look at how cute those are. Although obviously this isn't dry yet, it will dry clear. I'm gonna see if I can pick it up so you can see up close. Can you see, is it focusing? The difference, so one of these I haven't put liquid glass on yet, and then the 3 I did. So look at how cute that is. So when it dries, it'll dry clear. It's a little cloudy right now. Okay, and we'll put this up aside. Move him out of the way. Okay, then on here, I just put a little bit on the centers of the flowers. And the same here. Oh, I got a bubble. I'll set that aside to dry. On these little hearts with the little polka dots, I put just a little bit of liquid glass on these dots. So just a tad, real light, real little. You don't want to make it a lot because then they're all gonna run together. You want to keep them individual dots. So just tapping out, and we do have a fine point applicator that you can put on your liquid glass that works wonderfully for small little details like this. I don't have it on mine right now or on this particular bottle, but this one worked just fine. Okay, same with this one. And you don't want to squeeze a lot out because then they're all going to run together. You want to keep them individual little dots. Okay. Oh, my finger. I'm just going to use my piercing tool here to move it out of my way. I should have put it on a piece of paper, and then I could have moved the piece of paper out of the way. Here I did on the lines on the heart. I just outlined the lines. Not real thick. Okay. Yeah, I would recommend, and I think when I did my sample, I did this and I forgot here, but I would recommend that when you're doing these little pieces, that you put them on a piece of scrap paper so you can move it out of your way. Not like I just did here where it makes it difficult to move them. Okay, so same here, we're gonna do on the lines. just real thin. We're not really looking for the raised effect on this. We're more looking for just the gloss, the shine. Okay, and we're gonna let those dry. Remember, when you're done, tap it down and wipe your tip off. Okay, we are gonna go ahead and let this dry, and this will conclude your prep video. I look forward to seeing you in layout number 1.